Alright, so today I'm going to be doing a lesson on Anthem by blink-182. I've never really done a lesson video like this before, so help me out in the comments. Tell me what I can do better or what I'm doing well. The song starts out pretty simple. It's just the 2 on the A string, and you strum it 5 times. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you do that like 4 times. So, like you do that process 4 times. And then the next part is the same strumming pattern, except you do the 0 once, and then you do the 2. So it's like, you do that twice. So the whole intro so far is keep in mind, this is after Tom does his little guitar intro. You kind of got to wait until the drums come in to do the bass. So basically you do this. And I'll play it slow just in case. So that's the first part, and second part is similar, but it kind of walks up a little bit. The next part is, the same thing, except you do it 3 times. And then after the 3 times of the 5 strums, you do the same strums, except you play it a little more rapidly, and it goes from 4 to 6. So it's like, and you play each of those 4 times. And then you obviously go to 7 because it's the same note, but it's just an octave up. So it's, and you play the 7 5 times. So it's, then you play the 9 5 times. Go back to the 7. And go back to the 9. So that whole part is. And after that, you go to the pre-chorus, which in my opinion is the most fun part of the song to play, but probably get a little confusing, so I'll try to make it simple. So you go to 11 on the A string, and then you go to 9 on the D string. And you kind of just, I'll put up the tabs, it's kind of hard to explain, but you kind of just strum it in a, like you're just like strumming the whole time along with the song. So it's, and then you go to a 9 on the A and a 9 on the D, and then an 11 on the D. So it's, and then after that you do 7 on the A and a 9 on the D. And then you do the same thing you just did, the 9, 9, 11. So all in all, it's so that's, let's see, 11, 9, 9, 9, 11, 7, 9, 9, 9, 11. And you just kind of go between the strings. And from there, you do that about 8 times, so. So yeah, you basically do that about 8 times. Then after you go, last time, you go back to the 2, and you play it 3 times in the same pattern as the intro, with 5 strums on each, so. And then you just hit the open E string and you let it ring. So. If it's hard to figure out, just look at the tabs and like pause the video. So the next part is the verse where Travis is doing the like the D beat kind of thing. So I'll just play it first. So basically it's the same thing as that crawling up thing from the second part of the intro, but it's a little different this time because the strumming pattern is a little weird. I mean, honestly, a lot of the time Mark would just go. So you can just do that. But since it's like, I like to go. So it's like 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2, like I don't really know how else to explain it, but I mean, either just follow along, do your best to play that, or just do it, you know, the straight. Because it works either way, because the drums are so fast that it works with the rhythm. So you do that 4 times for the whole verse, I'm pretty sure, and then you go back to this part. Except you play it a little faster because there's kind of a tempo change before the second verse because it gets kind of fast. So instead of, it's more like. So I'll play it slow again, just in case. And before the chorus is a little different because Blink always does this stop where they stop a note right before a chorus or like after, and they do it so much in Enema State, but it's really catchy. So basically, right before the chorus, you go, and sometimes you can go. You can do a slide. I've seen people do that in covers, and it's pretty rad. But I'm pretty sure on the recording it's just. So basically, what you do is you just play the same part, and as you're about to get to the 9, you just play it once. Or it is pretty fun to slide. So that's the chorus and the pre-chorus again. Now to the chorus, you just play a 2 on the A string, and the strumming is kind of weird, but honestly you just let 1 ring for a little bit longer and then you go. So I'll just keep doing the strumming pattern. So it's like, and I'll play the chorus. So basically that chorus part is you do that strumming pattern, and you play, it's like 2 0 2 2 on the E. So 2 on the A, like a full measure, then 0 on the E, 2 on the A, 2 on the E, and then they do this part that kind of like transitions into the next part of the chorus, and it's just like on guitar it's like like a palm mute, but on the bass you just go along with the guitar. So, and just play it 3 times, like, and you kind of mute it right after, like, instead of, because it doesn't sound as cool if you don't mute it, and plus he mutes it on the album anyway, so just go. So 2 on the A, open E, 2 on the A, 2 on the E, and then you just repeat that twice. And then the next part is kind of transitioned into the bridge, the part where it's like, "I time bomb." It's probably one of my favorite parts of the song. But you start on the 2 again, kind of like the bass, like the main note of the song, because it's in the key of B. So you start on the 2, then you kind of slide to the 7, 2, 7, and then you slide to the 11, and then you slide to the 9. And you only play that part once. So it's like, I time. Also, keep in mind, I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but I tried my best to pick out the bass line, and I've been listening to Blink for about 4 years, which compared to some people is nothing, but I've been listening to their albums quite consistently over the past few years, and I do my best to pick out the bass line, so it might not be perfect, but this is how I play it, and I think it sounds pretty accurate. So after that part is a bridge where he's like, and he does that really cool riff, and Mark is doing the rhythm part, so, I mean, as usual. So you start on the 2, and do this strumming, and then you go to the 7, and then you go to the 9, then back to the 7. So I'll play it. And that part's pretty simple. So you do that part once. And the second part, it's exactly the same, but you go from, you kind of just go back up to the 9 again. So it's, so you basically play those 2 parts one after another. And then the next part is Mark's cool little bass solo. The thing that I love about this song is there's so many little different parts, so it's super fun to play. But Mark's bass solo is basically a 9 on the D string and an 8 on the G string. And the strumming pattern is like da 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 da. And if you want, you can do the downstrokes, like, which sounds, I mean, it looks cool, but I think it sounds better if you go. And plus, there's less of a risk of messing up. I mean, don't get me wrong, downstrokes are important for Blink songs, but for certain bass solos, it sounds better if you just strum. But basically, it's a 9 on the D again, and the 8 on the G. And then your hands are like this, so you can hit the 11. So it goes 998, 998, 9911, 9911, 998, 998, 9911. Hopefully I don't get reported for saying this tab. But you do this twice. And then you go to 7, 9, and then 9. Don't want to get reported. 9, 11, like the 9, 9, and then the 11. So. to the A and D strings, 7, 9, 9, 11. And then you play that whole part twice, because it's like, and then turn to start singing over the bass solo, and so you just play it one more time, and then we go back to the pre-chorus, which I'll play slow again, just in case. And do that stop right before the chorus, kind of like before. And then you just play the chorus again. 2, open E, 2, 2 on the E, 1, 2, 3, 2, open E, 2, 2 on the E. So then you do that transition into the bridge part, except you keep playing it, because this is the ending, and Tom's riff is a little bit different. So this is the I time bomb part. So 2 on the A, 7, 11, 9. So you can either play that, or if you want to, you can play that but an octave lower. So play a 2 on the A, open E, a 4 on the E, 2 on the E. But either way you play it, right before the very end, you go to the 2 on the E, and you play it 3 times, kind of delayed, like dut, because that's how it sounds on the song. If you play along with the song, that's half the battle, is just learning how to get in time with the song. So definitely play along with the song. But you just play this 3 times, like, and then you play the main note of the song, which is 2 on the A. There's a B. And if you want, you can be all fancy like Mark does live, even though they never really freaking played this song live, which I wish they did a lot more than like once or twice. But you can be like Mark and do a bass chord, because it sounds pretty cool. So that's basically Anthem by Blink-182. I hope this helped. I'm sorry if it didn't. This is my first time doing something like this, but if you want more stuff like this, write in the comments, and if you want to see covers of pop punk and skate punk and stuff, subscribe. But hope this helped.